Here in the other portion of my garden, the backyard garden, things are not doing as well. I mean, they're doing okay, but like just certainly like the kale plants. Well, first I was having an issue that the woodchuck was eating them, so I had to put the protection around them. This one looks like it's dying. In here, previous video, I think I got spinach and some other things. Pulled that all out. Have 4 tomato plants. It only gets about 4 to 5 hours of sun back here, so we'll see. I mean, I'm sure it'll produce some tomatoes, not nearly as much as the plants will out front. This area is where I had those radishes. I pulled them all out. They're all, I didn't even eat a single one. I think for in the fall, I might just dig this whole thing up, and I'm gonna probably have some compost brought in, and I need to top a lot of these beds off. They're getting a little bit low. Even though I'm trying to create a lot of my own compost, it's a lot if you have this many garden beds. 2 more tomato plants here. Celery doing well. A little yellow, so I did fertilize it earlier today, but this will continue growing all summer. Yeah, again, the kale is one of the worst things this summer. I don't know what it is, but none of it looks good. I mean, it's yellowing. It's obviously some bug damage. It's flowering, another thing. Almost all the plants have flowered. Here is the music garlic. I'm gonna pull this out, I think, today. It looks like it's ready to harvest. It's not gonna get much bigger. You can see the stalks. I mean, usually you want the stalks to be, for a nice garlic head, at least, you know, at least another, not maybe twice the size, but 1.5. So they're gonna be cloves, but they'll probably be, you know, small, not the big, large ones that I've had in previous years. I had a few of those out front, and that German Extra Hardy, that main bed out front, that's usually produces the biggest heads. So these are the red Norland potatoes. See, what happens is they start to come up to the surface, and yeah, see, I think these are going to be small. Again, dry conditions. They'll all be like baby potatoes. I think I'm just going to pull these out. Those are the Yukon Golds. Again, I mean, I might leave them in a little bit. We'll see. Carrots back here that if you saw my previous video, there's just a bunch of weeds. They're coming along, but there's more weeds to pull. Herbs. All my basil is flowering. I should just pull all this off. You can, you know, still eat all this. It tends to get very pungent once it starts flowering. This is oregano, which was a little plant last year, and it's just taken over. We have the French tarragon, thyme, sage, more sage in here. It's actually one of the basil plants that I planted. It was the only one that survived. These I bought from a nursery. Chives, they all flowered, you know, but you know, obviously you can still pick out. The thing is, when the flower stems, they're kind of woody, so you don't want to use those. So you pick out the ones that don't have the flowers and use those. I use these chives quite a bit. I love chives with potatoes, scrambled eggs, things like that. These carrots are doing better. You can actually see them forming a bit. We'll see. Hopefully they aren't all, hopefully they aren't all deformed. They have a little ways to go. They're not real big yet. This is the last, I think it was 14 cloves of garlic. 14 heads will now be. Again, not going to be real big. This is the Spanish Roja. These are the 3, get out of the way of this thing here. I need to tie this up. These are the 3 determinate tomato plants. You can see I'm half done weeding this. It looks like my lawn. There's so many weeds in this. Here's some scallions that are actually doing nice. I pulled some out, used some. This is I'm gonna pull this out, I think. That's parsley, it's all flowering. The cilantro is dead, basically. Kale again, look at these flowers in this kale. It's supposed to be biannual. All my kale is flowering. And I've tried to research what causes it to flower in the first year. it appears it may be that early on